The film begins with Tim, who is a game developer. He makes games and apps. He was having a serious meeting at his home. Suddenly his internet goes down. When work is not done, he remembers the good moments spent with his wife. He also remembers the old Tim when his wife was pregnant and had to be taken to the hospital because she was in a lot of pain due to some problem. Then suddenly Tim's wife Olivia returns home. Now Tim gets nervous due to her sudden arrival. Both of them go down and there they meet the building manager. He says that the repair of the building is about to end and soon the covers put on the building will also be removed. After a while a helicopter passes over them. The building manager tells that there is a huge fire in the port area. Now both of them move ahead from there. Tim's wife shows him her old car which has just come back from the shop and both of them sit in the car and start eating pizza. Tim's wife says, "Let's go to Paris this Tim. We always wanted to go Paris. I have left my job and we both should start our life afresh after that accident." Actually when the pregnancy became a problem, their child died. Tim says that I cannot leave my job. I want to go but not now. Then he gets a call from his workplace and he gets busy. At night both of them lie on the bed but are awake and his wife is crying. The next morning, Tim wakes up and sees that his wife is standing ready to leave with her luggage. She says that you will never change and I am leaving you. When she opens the door, she sees that strange bricks have blocked the way. She thinks that her husband has done this. She asks him to remove it. Tim also checks but they also do not understand anything. Tim's wife checks the window but the same bricks were placed there as well. And it is found that these bricks have blocked the way on every window. Tim's wife tries to break the brick and the Tim also helps but there is no effect. Then Tim's wife tries to call but there are no signals. Tim checks the Wi-Fi but it is also completely dead. Both of them start looking for signals everywhere. But there is no signal in their entire house. Tim sees that when the phone is taken near the bricks, some strange problem starts in the phone. Tim's wife takes out the drill machine and tries to break the bricks with its help. Tim also helped. But still there was no use. On the contrary, there was not even a slight scratch on the brick. They try everywhere, but everywhere there are the same strong bricks which surround this entire apartment. They are surprised thinking how can someone block the entire building. Then they hear someone screaming from the adjacent room. They both make a hole in the wall and see a woman and a man on the other side. The man is tensed. He says that they had taken this room on rent for just one night, but now they are also trapped. Our room is also completely blocked. He asks them if this issue has happened with you too. Then Tim and his wife reply yes, that we are also stuck in this problem. Due to which the man gets more scared. Tim's wife asks them that did you see anything strange at night? They replied that we had slept but when we woke up, we found the house in such a condition. The woman is also scared. Then Tim's wife consoles her. Tim sees that even water is not coming. Then, Tim and his wife collect the necessary things for themselves. Tim says that all this is like a video game and we should find a way out of here. But Tim's wife says that this is not like your cheap game. This is really a problem and now both of them have a fight over this. When Tim's wife leaves from there, Tim angrily hits his phone on that wall. When he was sitting, he notices something on the wall. On checking, he found out that the chip of his broken phone is stuck on that brick wall. He understands that this brick is working like a magnet. Tim's wife comes and apologizes for fighting. Tim takes a spoon and sticks it on the wall and shows his wife that the wall is a magnetic power. Now both of them collect all the iron objects from the house and put them on that wall. Tim's wife observed that the square-shaped brick exhibited greater magnetic power. And suddenly, all iron objects start moving and start flying in the air towards them. Tim bends down with his wife, but his wife notices that Tim is injured because some iron objects like nails had pierced Tom's back. His wife takes out those objects and bandages Tim's wounds. After some time, a woman comes again from the adjacent room. A scream is heard. Both of them run in that direction and call out to those people. But there is no response from the other side, so both of them decide to make the hole in the wall bigger. Then they break the wall and go to their room. Tim had a cane bat while his wife has pepper spray. They go inside the room and see that the woman is lying near the bed. Tim's wife picks her up and Tim looks for the man. Suddenly that man attacks Tim. He jumps on Tim and throws him on the ground. Seeing this, Tim's wife comes and sprays pepper on the man. Tim starts beating him. But that man's wife comes forward to save him. She says that he did not hurt me, rather she fell herself while trying to break the brick. Maybe both of them drank too much last night. Tim ties the man's hands until his intoxication wears off. The woman starts telling them about herself. She says that we both are husband and wife and my husband's name is Marvin. And then Tim checks the apartment and finds a storeroom. From there, they find a big hammer with the help of which the Tim tries to break that wall. Marvin gets up and says that the hammer will break but not the bricks. So don't do this. It will be of no use. The Tim asks him, why did you attack me? Marvin was surprised. Then Marvin's wife Anna tells everything and says that Marvin does not remember because he takes drugs. Tim's wife Olivia, who is an architect, gives the idea that we should go to the basement through the floor paths. Further, she told that this building is from the Tim of War, so there must have been a shelter built there to avoid the bomb. There must be some place to hide that will be connected to some subway system, and we will escape through that railway. That is why both of them together start breaking the ground. Marvin says that someone is playing a game with them and suspects that the building manager may be involved in this. Now finally they break the floor and make a big pit there. And the Tim goes down. He started calling his neighbor, who was an old man. But that old man comes with a gun. He threatens the Tim to go back upstairs, because he did not want to share his food and other essentials with anyone. Tim's wife and everyone else convince him and tell the old man their plan. But the old man refuses and says to go by some other way. Then the granddaughter, old man Lee, comes. Lee says that if everyone works together then they can get out. Now, after her saying this, the old man agrees. Everyone comes down. The Tim unties Marvin's hands and asks him to help in breaking the ground. Suddenly the Tim sees a device. When he opens it, there is a camera inside. He asks the old man, did you install these devices with hidden camera? The old man says no and tells that the building manager installed it. The Tim then goes to another place and opens another device which also had a camera inside. Marvin says that someone is playing a squid game with us and has trapped us here, and the person watching us through the cameras is none other than the building manager, who is the master of this game. His wife says that we should ask him, and he lives in the next flat. Everyone together breaks the wall and comes to his room, but they are stunned to see that the building manager is dead. Both his hands were cut off and blood was scattered around. His hands were also missing from there. Marvin vomits and he goes to the washroom. Then his wife also follows him. Tim's wife also gets scared. Then Tim calms her down, but his wife also leaves the room. Tim checks the building manager's phone, in which there are many pictures of this wall. Then everyone starts breaking the ground again. Tim's wife shows him a news article in which the same fire is mentioned, which makes him feel that there is definitely a connection between all this. Suddenly the ground breaks with a loud noise, due to which Tim, Marvin and his wife fall down. Tim's wife comes down and holds him, while Marvin and his wife also hold themselves. The granddaughter of old man gets ready to go down. The old man gives her a gun and tells her to go alone. I will stay here, but his granddaughter forcibly takes him. When they reach down, a man comes there with his hands raised, telling about himself. He says that my name is Yuri and the person who lived in this flat was my friend, and I came to stay with him for a few days. He asks why are they breaking the ground? What is your plan? Now when Yuri hears their plan, he starts laughing. He says that this wall of bricks is for their protection and says that it is a high-tech system which protects people from any attack. Tim asks, do you have any proof of this theory? Yuri did not have any specific answer. That's why he starts telling strange theories. Tim's wife asks, where is your friend who lives here? Where is he now? Yuri shows them his friend's dead body and says that he suddenly fell down. Probably had a heart attack, and he was also doing research about these bricks. Everyone gets sad and talks about whether everything outside is damaged or not. Should we go or not? Marvin and his wife and the Tim's wife say that they will take the risk of going out. It is not right to stay trapped in the house. Then they all leave the room. The old man's granddaughter stays behind to check the work of Yuri's friend. Yuri says that my friend also died while taking tension about this wall. The old man's granddaughter also leaves with the rest of the people. Everyone breaks the ground and goes down to the basement. There they find the tunnel and start breaking the door. But they are surprised to see that there was the same brick wall behind it as well. Marvin gets angry and hits the brick wall with a hammer. Tim tries to stop him. The old man points the gun at Marvin to calm him down. Marvin says okay now everything is fine, but suddenly snatches the gun and shoots at the wall. The bullets stop near the wall and start vibrating. Tim shouts that everyone should bend down. Everyone bends down and the bullets pass over them. But the old man was not able to bend down in Tim, and then that bullet hits him. His granddaughter gets angry and asks everyone for help. Marvin comes to help him, but the old man's granddaughter starts shouting at him, and now the old man dies there. Everyone was sitting in Yuri's friend's room. Marvin's wife asks if there is something similar in everyone's life that unites us all. She says that when she was a young girl, she narrowly escaped death. The old man's granddaughter says that her mother died of cancer. Yuri says that he has killed a man when he was in the police. The old man's granddaughter says that everyone knows about Marvin, what he just have done. Marvin apologizes again about her grandfather, but the granddaughter of Oldman shouts at him again. Now they ask Tim and his wife. His wife starts speaking, but Tim stops her. Despite this, she tells that we lost our child when he was in my womb. Tim goes to another room. His wife also comes there, and both of them start fighting again. His wife says that after our child died, you just got busy with work and never talked to me properly. I had to bear all the pain alone. Tim tries to relax himself and tells the others that we should not sit idle. We should find some evidence in the building manager's room. The old man's granddaughter says that we should also check the work of Yuri's friend. Maybe we can find out something there. Now Tim, Marvin and his wife go to check the building manager's room, while Tim's wife and the old man's granddaughter go to see the work of Yuri's friend. But Yuri is not interested in this. When he was checking the building manager's house, Tim observes that this room is smaller than the room upstairs. He checks a wall and finds out that there is a secret room here. Marvin also finds a remote, but it had a password on it. They throw powder on the remote and then they find fingerprints which were on 4 numbers. Now they make a password of 4 numbers. Marvin's wife says that she will call the rest of the people till then. Both of them find Yuri's friend's business card from his room. The card reveals that Yuri's friend was working on nanotechnology. He was associated with a company which was about nanotechnology and defense system. That is, about all the techniques and technologies used to avoid any danger. They question Yuri about his friend, but Yuri says that he never talked much about his work. He only knows that his friend was a programmer. They search further and find his friend's laptop and phone broken. Yuri says that whenever his friend did not understand something, he used to break things by hitting them against the wall. They find a paper on which a code was written. Perhaps this code was to open the wall. Yuri laughs and says that if the door is opened, dangerous radiations will come inside and kill everyone. Marvin's wife comes and says that they have found something. Tim's wife and Yuri start going up to check, while the old man's granddaughter stays here to do more research. Tim tries different passwords and tries one. The secret door opened. When they went inside, there were computers inside, on which the footage of the cameras installed in all their rooms was playing. They check Tim and his wife's room and find the exact Tim of the expansion of this brick wall. This wall was expanding on the entire building as if some defense system had been turned on and it was advanced nanotechnology. The old man's granddaughter checks the dead body of Yuri's friend. When she removes his scarf, she sees marks of strangulation. On the other hand, they check the room of Yuri's friend whose dead body was lying on the floor. When they ask Yuri about his death, they see that Yuri is not there. Marvin goes to find him, and they see the video in which Yuri's friend went near this wall with a phone. And there the light flashes 3-4 Tims and it is revealed that Yuri's friend had opened this brick wall. Marvin goes to Yuri's room to find him, and sees that Yuri is burning his friend's work. Tim and others also see the footage when Yuri was strangling his friend. Marvin sees that the old man's granddaughter is also dead near the bed. He starts shouting at Yuri, but Yuri says that he is doing this to save everyone's life. Tim comes with a gun and sees that Yuri is strangling Marvin. Yuri then attacks Tim and knocks him down and starts strangling him too. Marvin stands up and hits Yuri with his leg and knocks him away and saves Tim's life. Other people also come there. They say that don't kill Yuri. Maybe he knows the way out. Tim makes him unconscious and ties him to a chair. Now all these people were very sad about the death of the old man's granddaughter. Marvin's wife thinks that Yuri must have killed his friend because he had found the way out. Then they see the code on the burnt paper. While Marvin's wife goes to watch the video to get some more information, the burnt paper shows that this code is like a sequence which points towards a specific code. Just like this brick wall on this building is arranged in a sequence, Tim's wife shows Yuri's friend's business card. It is revealed that his company's address is the same place where a big fire broke out. She wakes up Yuri and asks how his friend was able to open the brick wall. Yuri says that everything is dangerous outside and they are safe inside. Tim scares him by shooting him in the side and asks whether this wall was built by his company, and why. Yuri says that all I know is that this wall has been built through a defense system to avoid dangers from all kinds of attacks. So Tim's wife asks that if everything is bad outside, then why did your friend want to go out? Yuri tells that my friend was feeling as if there is some problem in their system due to that fire. On this, Marvin says that he is thinking right, and we also believe him. Marvin's wife tells them that Yuri's friend was working on something on his laptop. Tim says that he was making an app through programming that can open the attic wall. They see that Yuri had broken his friend's phone and laptop. They connect the broken phone to the computer. They understand that the phone is a key and the screws on the wall are all locks. Yuri's friend used the phone's flash as a switch, which is an electromagnetic wave, and opened the door. Tim fixes the app and they go near the brick wall. They run the app and keep clicking in a random order, due to which the phone's flash starts burning and the wall also starts changing as if there is a way. Marvin's wife puts her hand inside the wall and says that I am feeling heat. Then she says in panic that now my hand is not able to come out and something is pulling me. They pull her, but Marvin's wife starts going inside the wall. Then the wall closed and only half of Marvin's wife's body fell down with them. Marvin became sad on her death. Seeing this, Yuri started laughing. In anger, Marvin shoots Yuri and then shoots himself and kills himself. Now only Tim and his wife were left, who are sitting sadly at a place. They think that everything is over. Tim's wife says that she was very sad when her child was gone. "I needed you then, but you were away from me." And Tim replies, "I am thankful to you that you did not leave me." His wife says, "Because I love you." Both then decide that they will find a way out. They run the app and see that when they press the button, different sequences are played. Different flashes turn on, like in some 6, in some 4, in some 1, and in some 2. They watch the video to see which route Yuri's friend used. They go down and try to open the wall through the app. They were trying to open the wall, but Yuri, who is alive, suddenly attacks the Tim. Then he goes after the Tim's wife, and she falls into the basement. Now the Tim pushes Yuri too and makes him fall into the basement. Then he himself comes there. The Tim and his wife start running. Yuri also follows them. After coming inside, she closes the door and Yuri remains outside. But he was still trying to break the door. That's why the Tim gives the phone to his wife and tells her to open the door. After a few attempts, she finally opened the door. But at this, Tim, Yuri, who had entered inside, attacks the Tim and both of them start strangling each other. Yuri throws the Tim down and Tim asks his wife to go from here alone. Now before Yuri could attack him, the Tim's wife attacks Yuri from behind with a hammer and Yuri's game is over. Both of them now move forward through the tunnel through which they come out. They were shocked to see that the brick walls have surrounded the whole place. Seeing this, she gets very upset. But they see their car there, in which they sit and leave for Paris. News comes on the radio that actually due to the fire, the company's advanced nanotech system was activated, due to which the whole city has come under its grip, and now, if they had to save themselves from all this, then that advanced nanotech system will have to be turned off, and with this, the movie ends here.